It's an icon of the 20th century. Sleek curves, sexy, and loud. The electric guitar changed the face of music forever.
Without the electric guitar, you wouldn't have had rock and roll.
It's the weapon of youth rebellion.
That thing is the Holy Grail. I don't care what anybody says.
The electric guitar's sound helped fuel the revolutions of the 60s and 70s. Without it, the world may have never known guitar heroes like Hendrix, Chuck Berry, and Eric Clapton. But how did a bunch of wood, metal, and wires come to define popular music? From the first time a plucked string was amplified to the hot licks of modern-day rockers. Watch and listen to one of music's greatest stories, the history of the electric guitar. But winding back to 1951, Leo Fender's story is just beginning. His hands are full trying to meet demands for precision basses, Telecasters, and a growing line of amplifiers. Fender's marketing guru, Don Randall, thinks Fender should worry about Gibson's stunning new Les Paul Gold Top.
Leo, look at this guitar. It's pretty, it's elegant, it's expensive, it's got this beautiful gold finish. Suddenly, our Telecaster looks rather plain. It does look kind of planky. Well, for the people who played them, this is what we love about them. But compared to the Les Paul, Mr. Randall felt we need a line and we need to upgrade and we need the more expensive. We need a Cadillac.
The result? The most influential solid-body guitar ever made, the Stratocaster. The Stratocaster rewrites the rules on what an electric guitar can be.
How do you go from a Telecaster to a Stratocaster? The basic shape of the instruments is pretty much the same. Where it changed was the issues with the Telecaster being basically a square-cut instrument. When players would play, at the time, they would sit down, or even if they stood up or had it on a strap, you could see this area here, their arms would rub against it. And a lot of these guys, you know, after all, drinking a lot of beer, and they had these nice guts, and the guitar would kind of chafe, especially under hot, sweaty lights. So you've got the cutaway on this side. Another issue was with the Telecaster, if a player wanted to play up high here, that this area, this piece of meat here, would kind of be in the way. So one of the first things that was done in the creation of the Stratocaster was to remove that piece, allowing the player's hand to naturally find its way into these higher registers. Unlike previous vibrato bars or tremolo bars, this perfect equilibrium made the Strat vibrato come back in tune every time. It was easy to use, and simplicity itself, pure Leo Fender.
But even with its sleek body and high-tech hardware, the Stratocaster wasn't going to sell itself. It needed some clever promotion and a modern edge. While Gibson brochures pictured conservative-looking musicians like Les Paul in a suit, Fender pictured surfers, fighter pilots, and babes in bikinis with their guitars. The advent of television brings electric guitars to the masses. Suddenly, everyone hears and sees this new invention with all its cool electronics. Thousands buy the new guitars. As generations of players push the limits of their instruments, the focus shifts from guitar makers to guitar players.